Oh boy. Hey all, this is 012 Boku coming at you with another movie review. Or actually, sorry, not movie review. I am coming at you with another anime review. And well, bam, we are continuing Fullmetal Alchemist Brotherhood part 1 I guess today because it's collection 1. But also I will continue on once we're with part 2. So we've got quite a long way to go, but I will do a video of my overall thoughts on part 1 as well when I get there. So probably be like a 2-day break. Sorry. Sinuses have been we've been terrible again, but I'm doing a little better, so hopefully that means I don't have to take NyQuil tonight. So we'll see. Sorry, guys, that I medicate if I think I'm not feeling 100%. But anyway, we begin with episode 5, Reign of Sorrows. Just I believe like a few hours or a day later after what happened with Nina and Shao Tucker, we got Edward Elric dreaming, and he's dreaming of his mother. And like in the original anime or manga, if you guys have seen it, he brings his mother a metal horse. She's actually saying how proud he is of her and or of him and what he's done. But then all of a sudden, depending on what you watch, in other versions, I'll explain something different happens. But in this one, she says, "But it's too bad." And then the tomatoes drop, and then all of a sudden, Ed looks up, and he's in this darkened room. I believe it was his room or his father's study room where they transmuted their mother, Edward and Alphonse. And of course, Edward is voiced by Vic Mignogna, Romy Paku. Trisha Elric is voiced by Yoshino Takamori and Lydia McKay. And he sees his mother looking like this very creepy, zombified dead person, very similar to the person that they transmuted. And he hears a voice behind him, and it's Nina Tucker saying, "Hey Edward, do you want to play?" And as she says that, Nina Tucker was voiced by Sumire Moriboshi, and Brina Palencia, she morphs into her dog, Alexander, and herself transmutation, looking creepier than what she did. I mean, she always looked creepy to me, but she looks creepier in this too. Edward wakes up from the nightmare. Alphonse, Elric, voiced by Rie Kugamiya and Maxie Whitehead, looks concerned. Edward actually goes, and he goes to, I think, a room, and it's actually the apartment that, let's see, she's here. Yeah, that Riza Hawkeye comes out of, voiced by Tomiko Orikasa, Colin Clinkabeard. She comes out of the room and shocked to see them up. Edward and Alphonse want to know what happened to Nina and Tucker. Riza Hawkeye gives the unfortunate news that they have been killed. Edward and Alphonse want to go with, but Riza Hawkeye's like, "No, you don't want to see what happens. They were murdered." They're shocked by this, but, you have other people, thinking of the murder and, knowing what's going on. You have two people from Central there. Maze Hughes, voiced by Kenji Fujiwara and Sunny Strait. And, shoot, where is he here? Sorry, guys, I'm probably not the link. Oh, yeah, I forgot I shortened the name to fit on the paper here. Alex Lewis Armstrong, but Alex Lewis Armstrong, voiced by Kenji Utsumi and Christopher Sabat. They're there basically saying how they're shocked that Tucker got another one. Tucker's one step ahead of him. I believe Major Armstrong is worried about Roy Mustang, and Mace Hughes is like, "Well, okay, I'm worried about my friend too. We better go tell him." So they actually go tell Roy Mustang, voiced by Shinichiro Miki and Travis Willingham. explaining, what's going on, that, he's killed Boss Grand, Brigadier General Grand, killed other state alchemists, Shao Tucker. He wants Roy Mustang to lay low, not to become a target. And, Mazu says, well, Roy, there isn't anyone else to worry about in South right now. And then Roy Mustang remembers Edward and Alphonse Elric are in town. And I believe I believe it was right when, like, after they say, oh no, it doesn't cut to them, but it actually cuts to back to Leor, where Father Cornello, voiced by Saizo Kato and Andy Mullins, is there giving a speech to the town people of Leor. You have this group of townspeople just like looking all mystified but crazily so, and like bowing and praying. And I mean, they don't look crazy, but they have their eyes closed. They're all they're like Cornello says, it was a crazy plot. What happened? It's the military. They want to take me away from you. Will you fight for me? And half the townspeople go, yes, we believe in Father Cornello, the follower of Letoism. We will do what you need. And then you have a townsperson say, he's only lying. Don't listen to him. He lied to us once. Why would we want to listen to him again? And then others turn around and say, of course heathens would say that. We're going to kill and burn the heathens. And then you have this, just terrible part of the people of Leor killing, stabbing, beating, shooting each other, blowing up buildings. And there's fires all around Leor, to where we have Lust and Gluttony. Lust is voiced by Kiko Inoue. Gluttony was featured like lastly in the credits, but Gluttony's voiced by Chris Kaysen. And I forget the Japanese actor, but the English actress, Chris Kaysen. Lust English actress is Laura Bailey. And, they're basically talking over how it's foolish how humans will always fight for the smallest of causes. Anything will cause them to fight. They're such fools. All of a sudden, you have Father Cornello come up basically saying, it's easy to trick them, give them a pony, and they'll follow them anywhere. And then you have like Cornello turn into a new homunculi into the game. As you guys probably should remember, it's Envy from the manga or the original show. Envy, voiced by Manami Takayama, Wendy Powell. And, he basically says, it's funny how they do that, but, I was in character. I want to stay into the game, and, we got to do what we got to do. And our Envy basically lets Lust and Gluttony know that Scar's killing alchemists, and, he's possibly going to go after the Fullmetal Alchemist, and it looks like Lust and Gluttony are going to take Scar into their own hands. Then it cuts back to Edward and Alphonse, sitting in the ring contemplating what happened to Nina, what they need to do to get their bodies back and everything, and just looking sad and somber. All of a sudden, really quick here. All of a sudden you have Scar come up out of nowhere and ask Edward Elric, Scar voiced by Kenta Miyake and J. Michael Tatum. He says, "Are you the Fullmetal Alchemist, Edward Elric?" And Edward just looks up and confused. Scar believes he has the right person because he just like cracks his hand and he moves right on into Edward. Edward still doesn't react to this. Alphonse just grabs him and they start running away. It's quick to Edward what's happened. Puts up a wall. Scar tears right through it with his right arm and hand. And Edward and Alphonse are, on the chase. Overall, they're being chased around by Scar. Scar's like coming at them. They're trying to use alchemy to fight him or to get away. Scar's got them at every turn, to the point where Scar corners both Elric brothers in an alleyway. And then all of a sudden, they're like, okay, we have to fight each other. And, Scar, who's actually turned on a little by this, but he's like, you're gutsy, but it won't be enough to save you. And then, they charge at him. And as soon as they do it, Scar just says, too slow. Takes his right hand, hits Alphonse in the side. Alphonse's armor rips open. Scar's actually shocked by this momentarily. But then, Edward comes at him. Scar breaks Edward's Like I think he transmuted a knife out of a pipe, so he breaks Edward's knife that he made out of a pipe, and then like he hits him in the arm, but it's Edward's automail arm. Nothing happens. Edward throws off his coat. Scar sees it's automail. He like recorrects his alchemy to like hit Edward's arm. Edward's arm basically explodes into pieces. Edward lays there. It looks like he could get up and run, but he sort of just lays there. Alphonse is telling him to run, but Edward refuses. Edward says, am I the only one you're after? And Scar's like, you're the Fullmetal Alchemist, but if anyone gets in my way, I'll kill them. And then, like, Edward's like, well, okay, if you're not going to hurt my brother, I want you to promise me. Don't hurt him at all. Just take me and leave. Scar, promises it. Alphonse, having none of it, is trying to get up, pleading desperately with Edward to run, pleading desperately with Scar not to kill his brother. And then before it happens, you have Roy Mustang fire his gun into the air, distracting Scar. All of a sudden, you have all that stuff going on, and you basically have like Roy Mustang calling out Scar, wanting to fight him. Scar realizing that Roy Mustang's a flame alchemist, wants to take him on. And by the way, I should say it's raining. It's been raining the whole day, and which is why it's called Rain of Sorrows. It rains the entire day, and Scar charges at Roy Mustang. Roy Mustang takes out his alchemic flame gloves. All of a sudden, he tries to snap, but nothing comes out but a puff of smoke. Riza Hawkeye kicks him to the shin, knocking him down. Both Scar and Roy Mustang looking like that is they're both missing each other narrowly. Roy Mustang asks Riza Hawkeye, what the hell was that for? And Riza Hawkeye goes, sir, you're useless on rainy days. You can't do anything. Well, what? And then Gene Havoc pipes in, voiced by Yuji Ueda and Mike McFarlane, says, yeah, when it's rainy, you can't do anything. And then, you have Mustang just simple and like you have the useless kanji and English word come up on him, and it's like hitting him hard. But then, Scar's not letting this stop him. He's still trying to get it. And all of a sudden, Alex Louis Armstrong comes out of nowhere. So Major Armstrong comes out of nowhere, starts fighting Scar. Scar realizes, he has a chance to take down Armstrong. And then all of a sudden, as he thinks he has a chance, Armstrong's backing him into a corner. And then, he's back against the wall. Scar realizes Armstrong swings wide, so he's going to try to get him right in the ribs to attack him and possibly kill him. All of a sudden, Alex Louis Armstrong backs off to where Riza Hawkeye has a rifle. She tries to shoot Scar, and then all of a sudden, she doesn't get him. Scar moves really fast. A bullet grazes Scar right in the head. His glasses fall off, and they see that, Scar's an Ishvalan because of his brown skin and now red eyes that they know. So they know it's an Ishvalan, and they think they got Scar cornered and captured, but Scar breaks away the ground with his right arm and escapes through the sewers. Soon after that, they're trying to tend to the Ulrich brothers. Alphonse is ticked at Edward for trying to, not live, and he says, you have to survive. We have to get our bodies back. And you have to keep learning alchemy and get stronger so we can help people like Nina, and we can help ourselves and people around the world so we don't have to witness these atrocities. And that actually shocks Alphonse back into it, that there's a purpose still to doing what they do. And, that's enough for them to continue. We then have Roy Mustang tell the Elrics, as well as his companions and compatriots, saying that, we fought in the Ishvalan War. A child was accidentally killed by one of our soldiers. It sparked a huge civil war that was going across our entire country. We were brought into Ishval to quell the city, to quell the fighting. And, what we did was we massacred people with our alchemic power. Nobody stood a chance. And, it was completely a slaughter. And Edward says, well, that may be one thing, but that doesn't mean you have to take it out on innocents. Basically like Shao Tucker himself. And he's like, so he's all kinds of screwed up. Roy Mustang agrees and tells the Elrics as well as all his troops, we got to be ready for him. They all agree that this is the case. And then the episode ends with Edward saying, we have to go see our mechanic. And it cuts to a shot of Winry working on and tinkering with an automail piece. So they're going to see Winry for the next episode, I believe. To that point, let's see. The characters that stood out in this that I would say were notable. I mean, again, Edward Elric and Alphonse Elric. Great acting from both Romy Parker, Ria Kukamiya, Vic Mignogna, Maxie Whitehead. I would say they're my dark horse favorites because they were good, but it wasn't like a huge like whoa strong showing to me. But they were both really good. I would say, of course, the ones that are of note. Scar by Kenta Miyake and J. Michael Tatum. Great performances from both men in Japanese and English. Really gets the calm and collectiveness going, the belief of God that Scar believes and everything, and just brings that out to a whole, making him also a very dangerous person, but also knowing that he at least has some forms of mercy and at least a righteous side that could be happening. And then I was originally going to say Alex Louis Armstrong, but I'm going to say that's a dark horse favorite. Kenta Utsumi and Christopher Sabat with their just personality and fighting style and how they are with their honor and everything. Just great and pitch perfect. Both Kenji Utsumi and Christopher Sabat are great at the voice. But actually, I'm going to say Lust by Kikuko Inoue, Laura Bailey, and Envy, Minami, Takayama, and Wendy Pal, and you could also probably lump Cornello in there, Saizo Kato, and Annie Mullins. Just the whole talk of, creating evil and how humans are fools and violence will get violence. No matter how many times they do it, they always will commit violence. Such a sinister scene, such great dialogue, and that they're up to no good and evil, and it creeps you out. It makes you wonder what goes on if you haven't seen or known anything about Fullmetal Alchemist. And, it's just a very creepy, well-done scene. And everybody, does their roles to perfection. And I can't hate on it. So those are the characters of note, I would at least say, for this one. Final thoughts would be not too much changes again. The episode, this is basically like a full episode of what we got. I think the next episode was where they bunch 2 episodes together. I don't fully understand that myself, but they bunch 2 different episodes and 2 different manga chapters together in one episode. I don't understand that, but it's what they do. And, but like I said, I'll get to that when I get to the next episode. That's, of course, what they do. But this one was pretty much like the manga and the previous anime, one big just bonanza and them trying to take on Scar and, Edward still feeling bad for what happened to Nina and Tucker, especially Nina, and everything else involved. Good episode, great acting, great bits of action. The action was phenomenal in this episode, really good, well-paced, great visual effects, fits really well. Characters, dialogue are done really good, so not too many complaints. It's a good episode. I would rate this. How I'm going to do this is, since they're not movies, I'm not going to rate it with the 1 through 10. But I'll give this episode a good rating. It was a great rating, and good episode. So can't really hate on it. So, but what do you guys think of Fullmetal Alchemist Brotherhood episode 5, Reign of Sorrows? Is it an episode that you like? Again, are you a fan of Fullmetal Alchemist at all? Do you like anything that they've done so far and all that jazz? Just leave a comment down below and let me know what you guys think. Until then, this is 012 Boku coming at you with another review of Fullmetal Alchemist Brotherhood. Episode 5 is what we're currently on, Reign of Sorrows again. And I will speak to you guys later. And also, since we were right there, since I probably won't be doing anything on this tomorrow, have a happy Thanksgiving, guys. Be safe. Be thankful for a lot of things and just don't be thankful for the bad things, because I know this country's been going through a lot of bad things, and Be thankful for all the good and fight against the bad. There you go. All right. I'll talk to you guys later, all right? Deuces.